We got cops, moms, and $1 million. The $1 Million Mile After Show coming up now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, guys? What's going on? Welcome back. Or, no, it's the first show, so welcome. Here we go.
Absolutely.
The $1 Million Mile After Show, guys. I'm Angelo Garcia. We're really excited to start this show up in my lovely panel.
I am Tiffany Tony, a.k.a. the Beast Mode Barbie.
Oh, yeah, guys, and we're really excited about the show. We were kind of confused coming into this one.
Yeah, a little bit.
We got thrown in the mix a little bit. I mean, you got a bunch of obstacles. I'm gonna explain it for you guys because I was confused. I don't know if Tiffany was.
A little bit in the beginning.
Yeah, so it's 5 different obstacle courses, and the first one, you get 10 grand. Second one, you get 25.
Yeah.
Third one, 50, and then you get the $1 million, right?
I think there was a 100 grand option too.
Yeah, but then if you get the 50, you lock in the money.
Okay, there you
So
go.
once you do the different obstacle courses, and you don't secure the money until you hit the 50. And then if you want to bail early, you can. So that's and it's different obstacle courses, and it was pretty cool. It's Tim Tebow's hosting that, and Lebron was a producer or something like that. We saw his face in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's in downtown LA. It's a bunch of obstacle courses, and it's set up literally in the middle of downtown. You start off running, sprinting to an obstacle course, and you pick your favorite.
I'm wondering when they had time to do this in downtown LA. I drive in downtown LA every day.
I know. And when is it? It wasn't live because it was pitch black out there.
Yeah.
And the whole buildings are scaling. Oh, that's another thing. To get, don't forget about the exit obstacle. You need to climb up the building, and then you have to scale back down and sprint.
It's pretty intimidating.
It's pretty overwhelming.
Yeah, it was.
Would you be able to do it?
You know, the funny thing about this whole show is that I actually auditioned for it. And
you ran? You did all that?
No, I just did the Skype interview. So I was like doing movements in my room.
Oh, so they made you do stuff on the interview?
No, we kind of just had to
do like some Pilates or something?
We kind of, we just talked about our athletic background and then sent in like a little demo of us, doing what we had to do.
Yeah.
But after watching the show, I'm almost like really glad that they did not cast me. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, they probably didn't tell you what you were getting involved in.
They said it was an obstacle course, but I didn't realize.
I've seen obstacle courses. That's not. I'm not jumping off a building here.
I know. I thought I'd be like climbing under like a covered
like a Tough
tunnel.
Mudder thing.
Yeah.
Not here. Scale this 50-foot building and then jump right off.
Absolutely. It's funny. The first contestant on the show tonight, Nikki. I actually know her. She is a trainer or the manager at one of the gyms that I used to go to here in North Hollywood.
Yeah.
She's really sweet. She's super athletic. And watching this show with somebody that you know is an emotional nightmare. I was like struggling, and I wanted to cry at certain points.
Well, she made $25,000.
Yeah, she did.
So now you know if you need a buck at the gym for anything to drink.
Hey, girl.
So like she said, the first one was Nikki, and she played football. I didn't know there was a girls tackle football going on.
Yeah.
So she played football. She ran track, and she's a weightlifter, and she's a trainer at the gym that she goes to. And then she was the first contestant, so she was going for the money. And then they have the defenders who defend the obstacle course. And that one was Emma Chapman.
Oh, my
And
God.
that was a woman right there. That girl was built like a truck.
She was terrifying. I was like, oh my God. And then when they asked Nikki, hey, what do you think of her? She's like, she's cute. That killed me.
Yeah, well, you can't show weakness. If she says, oh yeah, she's a little bit scary, then it's already over.
You're right.
She's in her head.
Yeah, good point.
And that girl, she did the Tough Mudder. She was a Tough Mudder champ. And she was called the Mighty Kiwi. They all have a nickname. Every defender has a nickname.
I wonder who came up with these nicknames.
Well, I don't know what's up with the Kiwi thing.
I don't know. I really want to know it. Maybe it's some sort of inside joke.
Yeah, maybe it's some.
Maybe she's a vegan.
What is that? The Mighty Vegan, then that's better for her. And then they give them, okay, so let's say I'm running, okay, and she's a defender. I get a 2-minute start, but the defenders always catch up. Every single time they always caught up. It was insane. And then they pick their first one. So let's say, okay, so the ones was Deep Water Solo. Did you write them down by any chance?
I did.
Okay, I didn't.
I didn't write them all down. I only read the ones that they did.
Yeah.
So when Nikki did the bamboo forest, right? That was the first one that she did.
The turning the poles that were like
Correct.
loose and like moving.
How did you feel about that? Is that something you think you could do?
The pole one?
Yeah.
No, I would pick the water one. Okay, I'm gonna jump around, but the last guy jumped in the water, and that was the strongest start. So that we saw in this episode. That's what I would do. And I'm a strong swimmer.
I see. Well, I am
like
not a strong swimmer, so I think I would have started with the bamboo forest the same way that Nikki did. She had great balance, by the way.
Yeah, but the thing is with the water one, you don't really have to be that strong of a swimmer. It's only like literally like it was 50 yards or something.
It only takes like 3 inches of water to drown.
Yeah, okay, but you literally swim 50 yards. Like, it's like probably here to the door. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal. That's what everyone's got to pick the water. That guy had the strongest start.
But I'm wondering how far they have to run in the beginning before they get to their first obstacle.
They said it was a fifth of a mile.
Okay, got it.
Which isn't bad.
Yeah, so that's like what, about a lap around the track, maybe?
No, I think it's 4 for a mile, right? It's probably like a lap and a half.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you think of Nikki? Were you surprised at how well she did in the bamboo forest?
Well, honestly, yeah, she looked a bit, I know she's your friend. She looked a bit like stronger, you know what I mean? Like that's like an agile course.
Yeah.
So I was surprised with the way she did that one.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know, she looked, don't get mad. You know what I mean?
I'm not upset. I mean,
come on,
I
she's
know
upset,
her,
man.
but we're not like super close friends. I'm not gonna like, throw the mic at you for,
No, yeah, that one looked a little bit like you have to be more agile. You know what I mean?
I know, I totally agree with you.
Because it was like so loosey-goosey, and like the big strong people usually have a problem with that.
With the balance?
Yeah, you know what I
I
mean?
wonder why that is.
Because like you're top heavy. Like see like these big arms, like I'm top heavy. Like I probably couldn't do it. You know what I mean? But yeah, so Nikki gets through. She does the bamboo forest, and then we see the defender Emma Chapman. She was catching up, and she actually dropped the lead all the way down within 18 seconds or something.
It was pretty close.
Yeah, within 18 seconds she dropped the lead, and then she went after Nikki. So Nikki beat that course, and then the defender caught up, and she gets to spiraling up, which you hated, right? Okay, guys, let me explain this one. This one's like little, imagine you play Frogger, right? And there's little pedals. It's like pedals going up, and they're like 4 feet apart on a huge pole. And then you jump off for 40 feet.
I think I probably would have done that one first, only because to me it seemed like the one that required the least amount of focus. So I probably would have done that first, gotten it out of the way, and then gone to the bamboo forest.
Yeah, but the problem with that one is if you fall, because they're literally pedals this big, like getting back up there is harder than getting to the start of an obstacle course. You know what I mean? So that was the problem with that one. And I don't like heights.
Did you think Nikki was going to win the money?
The $1 million?
No, any of it.
Oh, okay. Wait, is anyone gonna win the $1 million? Like, why is this even? No, but no, yeah, I thought she was gonna win. I thought she was gonna win until the defender started speeding up, because she didn't look that strong in the beginning.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right,
But she started
absolutely.
to get momentum.
She was so fast.
Who,
up
the
ropes.
defender?
The defender, Emma.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Because okay, you have those big bulky shoulders, and you're going up those ropes.
Yeah.
It's so simple. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And the thin guys had a problem. I'll get to that. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place with this guy. Okay, so yeah, so Nikki gets through that, and then they finally get to the spiraling up one, and she gets that one too, and she wins 25 from that one, right?
$25,000.
25,000.
And she mentioned that she wanted to encourage women who had been through domestic violence, and I think that's really awesome.
Yeah.
And I just really hope the best for her, and it was just really nice to watch her win.
Yeah, they all had a purpose. Like they were all told what they wanted to win the money for. Like they all had a reason to be there, and hers was she was battered, right? Like she had like an abusive relationship. She said. So yeah, so she gets the 25, she locks that in, and then she forgoes the $1 million and goes for the exit obstacle, which you can do. If you want, you can just do the 10 grand, which we were saying we'd do the whole time.
I probably would have just done the 10 grand.
Yeah, like you do the first obstacle, the simplest one. You guys can just climb up a staircase and jump off, and you get 10 grand. But everyone keeps going. But she gets the 25. She goes to the exit obstacle, and like we were saying on the wall climb, so you have to scale this wall, like in gym class when you're going up the rope. You got to do that. And then the defender caught all the way up and just boom, 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 boom.
She was moving
like a
so
spider monkey.
fast. It was insane.
It was awesome to watch. And then when you get up there, you got a zip line, right?
Yeah, zip line all the way down and then sprint to the finish.
Yeah. So, I mean, the zip line is simple enough, but you got to get that head start, because then when it gets pretty complicated on the zip line if they're close.
I have to say, I did run a triathlon once, and the hardest part about it is finding your pacing, because your adrenaline is going, and you're just like, you want to go as fast as you can in the beginning, but
Then
you
you
have to
get
preserve
fatigued.
energy. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah, you
I
got to
can
know how to
imagine.
balance it. Is there zip lining in a triathlon?
No.
I was just like, wait.
I don't know if I would have participated if there was. There's swimming, biking, and running in the triathlon. Yeah.
And how many miles for each?
I don't remember. But I trained for it for about 3 months. I was like 18 years old. It was a while ago. But
So
it was...
You're balling back then.
Oh, yeah.
You're just going
Baby
for it.
girl was balling.
I ran 2 miles a couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, pretty good.
All right, we'll work on that.
And so, in other words, Nikki wins. She gets the 25, like we said. Emma caught up and cut the lead down within like 10 seconds. Like, these defenders are insane. They get the best of the best. Like, the other guy was a Green Beret. Like,
Super athletes.
yeah, they always get, like, I mean, the contestants are athletes, but the defenders are like super athletes, and they do that on purpose, so no one wins the money. And then the second guy was Kenny, and his story was the saddest. His dad had pancreatic cancer.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and he wanted to win the money for his dad, but then Kenny got a little sad.
Kenny, I just loved his story and how he talked about being, always being the smaller athlete who was picked last in dodgeball. I might have added that part in, but
what was the dodgeball? The dodgeball was the Planet Fitness gym. That's what was going on there.
Yeah. But no, he was so sweet, and I really wanted to see him win. And I thought that he had a chance. But then when he shook the defender's hand and he didn't look him in the eye, I remembered.
You knew he lost?
Yeah. I mean, Mike Tyson talked about that all the time in his career. He said, when you look him in the eyes, you know right away whether you got him or not.
And if you don't have the heart to look, it's like you don't got it.
In that moment, I knew.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I actually thought he was going to win.
Did you?
Yeah, because, all right, the other obstacle is the energy bars, which is like monkey bars. And that guy ripped those monkey bars. Like, he's very agile, all right? He's, like she was saying, he's a smaller athlete. And he banged through those things. And, like, the defender was Isaiah Vidal, that big, remember that strong guy?
Oh, he was pretty intimidating, I have to say.
But he was, like, way slower. Like, if that guy didn't fall on those flies on the wall one,
I agree.
he would have banged through it and would have won that money.
I totally agree with you. He fell twice, or was it just the one time?
No, he fell once.
Gotcha. And that was enough time for him to catch up?
Yeah, because he was on the running part of it, which was easy. And he just, I mean, the way he was doing it was a bad strategy. But if he played his cards right, he was so fast he would have won that whole thing. He won, so he won he won the energy bars, gets the 10,000.
Then goes to flies on the wall.
Yeah, which he shouldn't have. He could have just bailed with the 10 grand, but he didn't. So he goes to flies on the wall, which he would have won 25. And this is walls moving. Like, you got to jump from a wall that's moving this way, and you got to jump to the other.
What do they call that? Parkour?
Parkour. But that's not parkour, because parkour people don't have, like, little pedestals. Like, they had little foot things, you know what I mean? Like, these parkour people, like, they jump off buildings and kind of stuff like that.
I see. So it was like an intro to parkour.
Yeah, it was
Parkour 101.
Yeah, it was like baby parkour kind of stuff. So he was doing that, and then he made too big of a leap, hit the deck, and if you hit the ground in the obstacle course, you got to restart. So by the time he restarted, the defender caught up, and it was like hand in hand. It literally went down to like 5 seconds to lead.
Absolutely. And when he got to the end, when they were scaling the building, the exit.
Yeah, the exit obstacle.
Yeah, the exit obstacle. It was just really hard to watch.
Oh, he was flailing around.
Yeah, I was so sad. I was like, dang, Kenny.
You can't have a big heart watching this game. Tim Tebow was like laughing at these guys. So he gets the 25, and then he's going to the end, and like she was saying, he was flailing around. His arms were too weak. But then that strong defender guy banged it out, and then he got 0.
So what do you think he could have done differently? I mean, if he had kept his body still pulling up the ropes, I think he could have had a chance.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
But I think that's more core. You know what I mean?
I see.
Like, if you squeeze your core and then you go up, but like you're not really thinking about that.
Of course.
You got to like, I mean, you could use your legs if you want to like wrap like this, you know what I mean? And then like slide.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a lot to think about. All those flashing lights and cameras, and I'm sure that didn't help.
Yeah.
So
that's why you got to have this. You got to have this if you want this. And then the third lady was Randi Orm. Randi Orm was a mom. She was a little too energetic. She was like a full soccer mom. She probably had the van and the stroller and all that.
For sure, it was at least an SUV.
She was a full soccer mom vibe. She had that whole thing going. And then she starts with the spiraling up one, and her defender was insane. It was
Absolutely.
The Canadian Crusher was her defender. And it was Faye Stenning, who was like all time. She runs 70 miles a week is what they said. And what did she win?
Practices cannibalism on the weekends. No,
and
just
she
kidding.
was an obstacle course racer for a profession. Like, that was her job.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a career.
I mean, I guess so.
Dang.
She was a professional obstacle course racer. So, I mean, this was literally like another day at work for her.
A day on the job.
Yeah, it was a day at
much.
work. And she runs 70 miles a week, and she said she's addicted to pain. I made sure to write that down. She's going against a soccer mom who has a couple kids and a husband, and they're cheering her on.
I don't know who did these matchups.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. They're like, it's impossible to win the money.
I liked Randi's energy, but I did feel like she was getting herself a little too hyped up in the beginning, and that she should have kind of preserved that energy for the obstacle course.
Yeah, she took off running. Like,
Yeah, she was
Like
kind of
flailing
It
around.
was like a Michael Myers chase. The way she took off
Like
running,
the
I was
movie
like,
Scream
oh,
when the killer's
yeah, I was like, oh my god.
Before we go on, though, Tiffany does have something to say.
I sure do. We just want to thank you guys so much for all of your support and for making us the ESPN of TV talk. In order for us to continue to grow, we do need your help. If you're on YouTube right now, make sure you go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. If you were listening on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. And no matter where you are, you can always leave us a comment. And please, we want to hear your feedback. Get involved with the conversation. Let's make
guys,
it juicy.
Get involved.
We love being a part of AfterBuzz TV, and in order for us to continue to bring you this content, we really need your support. It means a lot to all of us, and we really, 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 really appreciate you guys supporting us. In order for us to continue to bring you this content, just make sure that you tell all your friends and keep sharing, following, and following us on all the social media platforms and showing us love.
Yeah, guys, get involved. You don't have to run the $1 Million Mile. Just watch and hang out. Get in the comment section. You know what I mean? Okay, I wrote something kind of mean, and I didn't know I wrote this. I put runs like a weird child.
Oh no.
So that's what we got from Randi. She runs like a weird child. Anyway, so Randi gets to the first spiraling up thing. She does it okay. She bangs it out pretty fast, and she gets the 10,000. But then that defender literally did the spiraling up in, I think it was 45 seconds.
Yeah, she was like a Trojan god.
Yeah, she was like poof, poof. And these guys, these things are like 4 feet tall. Like, so she's like hopping, jumping. It was insane.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, she did it in 45 seconds and caught up to Randi, cut the lead way down, and the lead from 2 minutes went down to 1 minute and 5 seconds by
I
the
have
time
to
they got
say,
there.
I was shocked at how fast she climbed up those stairs.
Who, the defender?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
It
insane.
was insane. And how tall was she? I mean,
Well,
she couldn't
looked
have
bigger.
been. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's not fair. They can't. It's like getting like a little person, and then you know what I mean. It's like getting Arnold and some like thin dude to have like a bench
Yeah.
press.
I mean,
like,
they both looked fairly petite, but I don't know what the height advantage was. I don't remember.
I thought she looked a lot bigger, and she was
Yeah.
a lot stronger. Like this poor Randy Orm.
Hey, she signed up for this, and her kids were there to watch.
I know.
To
And
witness.
the husband's watching the whole thing. His face
He was
is
like,
poor guy, dude.
I
Are you kidding me? The
know.
Canadian Crusher got released on his wife.
"Would you let your wife or girlfriend do this?"
I mean, yeah. I mean, for
Sure.
10 grand. If she
Okay.
gets out in the first round. If she just
You're like,
slices.
exit.
Yeah, seriously. Honestly, I would if for the 10 grand. I would.
Would you go there and be able to watch without like freaking out and being nervous?
For the 10 grand.
Okay. Okay.
Totally kidding. Yeah, for the 10 grand I would. But yeah, Randi gets to the 10 grand and then she hops to the momentum one, which was the gnarly obstacle. It's like 2 diamonds spinning and you have to jump up these like 4-foot different little poles. And you got to climb them, and then by the time you get up there, you got to walk across these like moving diamonds.
They look like grenades that could blow up at any minute.
Yeah, they're weirdly shaped, and they like literally nonstop speeding around. So you got to like fully go across it. So she got a little too confident. Well, she
Yeah.
was banging her body around
She
when she was
was.
getting across
And I
those
think
things.
if she had just kept her feet moving, she would have been okay.
Wait, on the moving part?
Absolutely. But
Yeah,
she
she
kind of like
stopped.
slowed down and they're continuing to spin. So
Yeah.
it just didn't really make sense to me.
Yeah,
But
she kind of was. I think she was trying to get her balance a little bit, but
Yeah.
it just. So she gets tossed, and then the defender, boom, was right there, took the lead.
quick on her heels.
Yeah, and she's a professional obstacle course runner, so she killed that thing, and then she eliminated her. She didn't even get to the second part, right?
No.
Did she get across of it?
You know, I don't think she did.
Yeah, I don't think she
No.
did.
But what I want to know is when you go to apply for
You're
an
gonna laugh at
apartment,
Randy Orm right now.
and they make you fill out the application and you put that you're a professional obstacle courser. How does that go over? I just need to know.
They just want to see a paycheck. They don't
Okay.
care.
They're like, sure, that's what you do.
Honestly, I wonder how much she makes. Like,
it's a good question.
that's
I
a
wonder
full
too.
career. I had no idea, but there's
Yeah.
careers like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's
Yeah.
like I think there's one career that I saw was like a professional not a cheerleader, but
I
it's
knew
like
I shouldn't have gone to college.
no, it's like you go to like comedy shows and you cheer them on, and they pay
Wow.
you, and there's professionals for that. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna
We're in
look
the wrong
into
profession.
that.
Yeah. Anyways, this girl Randi gets knocked down on the little thing. Defender kills her. Boom, hops on the lead and takes away. So she won the 10,000 the first one, but if you don't get past it, like it's over. So
Yeah.
she
She went
literally
home
went
with
home with
zero.
nothing. But she had a great attitude. She had a great attitude at the end of it. And
She
then-
did. She did. She was very optimistic.
The last one was the best. The last one was Timothy Minnick. He was a 40-year-old cop. And what was it? What was his purpose? I didn't write like. He didn't have one, right? He just said
I
like a
think
daughter and his wife.
Yeah, I think he said he wanted to prove to his 6-year-old daughter that it was never too old to start, which I think that's an awesome message.
Yeah.
I really do. And
Well, 'cause
I'm a daddy's
He's a
girl.
bit older,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in great
40.
shape. Yeah, but
he was. Honestly, I've never seen a police officer in that good a shape.
No, I thought, wow, I think cops are like pretty in good shape, right?
Really?
I don't know.
My neighborhood, they're eating donuts and chilling.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's either like that extreme or like these kind of guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're trained to do this stuff. They should be in shape.
Yeah, I guess, sometimes after the first 2 weeks of training, then they start slacking.
But that's the thing, you're thinking like, oh, these guys are slow eating donuts, but then they have the old man strong. Like my dad's got a gut like this, but he's agile.
he'll arm wrestle
he'll
ya.
go down to the ground. You know what I mean? So Timothy was a cop. He was 40, and he's great shape, and he was ready to do it. And he starts with the water one, but his defender was Rob Killian. He was a Green Beret and was a Navy SEAL, Green Beret and a Ranger.
Or was it a Marine?
I thought it was a Green Beret and an Army Ranger.
I don't really.
He was a badass, guys. In other words, he was a
That's
badass.
all you need to know.
His nickname was the Captain, and I don't know if I said the nickname for the other guy was the Destroyer. Was the guy with Kenny?
Yeah.
But this guy's the Captain, and he is.
El Capitan.
Yeah, he is badass. He's in shape. He's freak fitness. He won like the Hawaiian weightlifting thing.
Yeah.
And he won freak fitness of the year.
I've never heard of freak fitness, but.
Well, he won it.
Interesting.
And he was tied with LeBron James. Yeah, him and LeBron James were like the most fit guys in of the year or something.
Of eternity.
That should just say something right there. So this Timothy guy hops in the water. He's killing it. He's crushing it. He gets there, but then the Rob guy comes up, like swimming like a fish. This guy was flopping around, and then they have to climb up a wall. So once they get in the water, they swim, I think, 50 yards, and then they climb up a 70 foot?
I think so.
Am I lying?
Was it 17 or 70?
I don't know. I don't want to say 70,
I think it
and
was
then it
17.
sounds ridiculous. Yeah.
But the angle was a 70-degree angle that they had to climb up at one part of the wall.
There you go.
And I have to say, swimming is difficult enough, but to have to swim and then pull yourself out of a pool and scale the wall, I would not have chosen that, even for the $1 million. Well, okay, I take that back. If I had made it to the 50 grand mark, I would have done that if I had to try to get to the $1 million, knowing that I had 50 grand in the bank. I would have. That's the only way that I would have done that one.
But can you do that one at the end? Because
I think
getting
you can
wet in the
choose the
whole
order
middle of
that
the obstacle course. You know what I mean? Like you'd be wet for the whole thing.
Right. I think you can do it at the end. I mean,
see, that's the best one to do. Because
I agree.
I thought this was the best, but then the guy was like, "Oh, I was getting weighed down when they're getting," you know what I mean? Because the water and all that equipment on them.
Absolutely.
They have like weight vest on, I think, or something, and all the water gets in there.
And then you're scaling the wall with slippery hands and feet.
Yeah.
It's just,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad call. So this guy gets there, and then the Rob guy kills it, completely crushes the obstacle course, and then it drops the lead all the way down to like 130 something. So they're going, and then he starts slowing down on the run, remember? And they said it was because of the water. He said the water was weighing him down a bit. So he goes to the exit route right after the 10 grand.
I thought that was a smart decision. I would have done the same thing, honestly.
I don't know. I mean,
he just swam 50 whole feet.
Yeah, 50 feet. He's like 10 grand.
I would have quit at that point.
I mean, he won the 10 grand. Like,
he's like, look, it's either this 10 grand or nothing. And when you're in that situation.
Yeah, but why was he saying and nothing? He could have kept going easily.
Well, yeah, but do you think he really would have won? Did you see how he was struggling to scale that wall?
If he went to one more and he could have had 15 more grand if he just did like literally 5 more minutes.
It's when people get greedy that they miss out on the opportunities right in front
Sometimes you got to get greedy if you want it. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
All right, this guy, yeah, he takes the exit route and then he wins. It was like literally a 25-second mark.
I got nervous at the end. I thought he was gonna.
Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna do it, but he did it. It's always that rope part. Like when Kenny was doing it, he was screaming. The anxiety was out of the roof on that point.
I can only imagine.
Scaling and screaming. So he wins the 10 grand. Show ends, and then next week we have a whole new slate of runners. So like they get a whole new contestant every time. I thought it when I started the show, I thought it was gonna be like 2 people.
Right.
And then they were going to be there the whole season. I wasn't sure how many
to expect, but I'm really glad that it was 3, or no, it was 4. I'm sorry, because I feel like any more than that would have been a little difficult to keep up with.
Yeah.
So I was really glad that
I thought it was gonna be a lot less. That's why. I thought we were gonna stay with them throughout the whole season. I thought
they had multiple opportunities to do this.
Like now they had one obstacle course for the one episode, and if they pass that, they go to the next one. You know what I mean? Like that's what I thought it was.
Hey, that's a show. You better write that down.
Should we pitch that one? All right, guys, now we got our special segment coming up. And this one's a special one. We thought about this one for a long time, okay? So it's what would you rather do for $1 million?
Oh, you're gonna make me go 1st?
I'm gonna shoot you some questions.
Okay,
all right?
I think I'm ready for this.
Okay, here we go. Would you rather parachute off of an airplane
Okay.
by yourself, no training, just parachute off of an airplane,
What?
or hold your breath for 2 minutes?
I would rather hold my breath for 2. Wait, am I under the water holding my breath for this 2 minutes?
No, you're just standing. No, underwater.
Okay.
And you're weighted down, like you
Oh my
can't get up for
God.
2 minutes, like
This
you're
is
trapped.
awful.
Yeah.
These options
I'm thinking
are
of some
terrible.
crazy ones. Yeah.
I think I would have to go with. I would take the risk underwater.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I
mean,
can hold my breath for 2 minutes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that I can not hold my breath for 45 seconds. But I also have never jumped out of a plane. And you said with no training.
Yeah, but no,
You're
like-
like, do you want to die or be
well,
murdered?
no, you just gotta pull the parachute. You know what I mean?
Okay, okay.
Okay, guys, you guys better comment some. We need to see some next week of what you guys would rather do. All right?
Wait, do I get to ask you one?
Fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, would you
Oh God. Oh no.
would you rather eat 3-week-old cheese?
Is
knowing
it in the fridge?
yes,
Oh. All right.
it's been expired for 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is there
Would you
mold
rather-
on it?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of
However,
cheese?
Sharp cheddar.
Oh, okay. I like
Would you
sharp
rather
cheddar.
eat sharp cheddar cheese that's been expired for 3 weeks?
Is it Tillamook?
Oh my god. Or would you rather be locked in a gas station bathroom for 3 days?
Oh. Do I have food in the gas station bathroom?
Yes.
I'll do the gas station bathroom.
Ew,
can
who
live in
wants
there.
to eat in a gas station bathroom? You were excited about the food
The-
in the gas station bathroom.
Well, if I get food, that's fine. Do I get
right.
water?
No.
Oh, okay,
There's,
then no.
It's a bathroom. There's a sink.
Oh, disgusting. I'm going with the Tillamook. Tillamook it is. All right, yeah, that's it. I'm going with the Tillamook. You guys better get in the comments. I want to see some questions. Don't answer our questions because ours weren't that good. I want to hear some better ones coming from you guys. All right, guys, and that's our after show. We're excited for next week. We'll see you guys at the same time next week here. I'm Angelo Garcia. You guys can find me on Instagram at Angelo Garcia with 3 A's.
And I am Tiffany Tony, also known as _beast_mode_Barbie. Shout us out, follow us, DM us.
Get involved, guys. We're here. We're waiting for some what would you rather do questions. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.